your bum down onto your heels and just walk your hands forward as far as you can without lifting up. So push it down, use your hands to push yourself down and just start to relax in that position. Push it back, push it back. Now, for those of you who want to, you can just turn your palms up. Stretch it out a little bit more. You're switching off your lats and stretching a little bit of the rest of the shoulder muscles when the palms is upside down. And then just turn it back, palms down, pushing back. And then we're going to go onto our hands and knees, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and just push into a cat stretch. Push it up, tuck it up, and push away from your shoulders as well. Try not to dip in, get your shoulders working, and reverse into a cat. Yeah, I've been sitting a lot. Push back into a child's pose, and all the way into a cat. One more time, into a child's pose. Keep that roundness in your spine and just push it back into another child's, I'm mixing it up. I'm saying the wrong words. It's like in the class. Push it back into child's pose. And then you just tuck in my shirt for us to get going. Okay, from child's pose, we are going to flow all the way forward into a cobra. You don't have to do that smoothly. If you can't do it, you can just plonk yourself down for now and go into your, what's this, cobra? Shrug your shoulders back, keep your tummy tucked in, and push back into a child's pose. Just get your spine is now moving into separate directions. You're just mobilizing your spine doing this, then flow it again into a cobra and back into a child's pose. Last time into a cobra. Keep your shoulders back and down. Tuck your toes under and push into a downward dog. Get those diagonal shoulders hand to shoulder line. Keep the tummy tucked in. Push your bum back a little bit. Tummy tucked in, push your bum back a little bit. Now I don't have the flexibility in my calves to put my heels down. If you're like me, don't force it. Just take it to where it can go. And then you can just walk it out. Then you can push it down. Go from side to side. Really try and stretch it everywhere. And then find the middle again. Again, if you have my problem, you can walk your feet in just half a foot in. See if you can push those heels down. Keep the body straight. And we're going to go forwards into a plank. Nice straight line, pushing your heels back, engaging your legs, tucking in your bum, tucking in your tummy, pushing away from your shoulders, and just hold it. Shoulders above your hands, and push away to downward dog. And forwards to plank again. Push away, keep it straight. For those of you struggling in plank, you can just put your knees down, keep that same line in your body, that diagonal line, otherwise push it into plank, back to downward facing dog, knees down, child's pose. So we're going to add to that, just to do hip flexor stretches. So when you're ready, come back onto your hands and knees. We're going to go into a downward dog, push it back, and then we're going to lift up our left leg. You don't have to go high. Just try and keep it straight, looking so that your hips look down. Try not to lift up that hip. Keep both hips looking down. And we're going to tuck that leg into our chest, bring it to the front of the mat. If you can't do that in one flow and your leg ends up there, pick it up. Put it to the front of the mat, more towards the left. Put the back knee down and just push that back hip down for now. And then when we come up, we're going to come up 90 degrees on that back leg. So don't lean forward too much. Come back 90 degrees on that back leg. Then tuck your tailbone under and dip towards the left. Lift it back up again. Hands to the mat. Lift up your back knee in a nice straight line. Step it back to downward dog. Stretch it out. Make sure your feet's aligned. Toes looking forward, heels behind your toes. Tummy tucked in. Lift up your right leg. Again in a straight line. Tuck it into your chest. Help it along towards the right. Back knee down. Just hold that stretch. Keep your back straight. Hold that stretch. And then when you pick it up to the top, come 90 degrees on that back leg. Tuck your tailbone in so you're not looking for that bum sticking out look. Tuck it in, lift up the arms, and dip towards the right. All the way back to the top. Hands to the mat. Step it back. Oh, sorry. No. Lift up your back leg first. Step it back to downward dog. Stretch it out. Knees to the floor, child's pose. So we'll put that together quicker, and then we'll finish with a low plank, high plank, do it again, and then we're done with the 15 minutes, and that was just a short session to wake everyone up. Okay, are you ready? Onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Lift up your left leg. Take it to the front of the mat. Put your back knee down, keep in a straight line. Then lift it up 90 degrees on that back hip. Tuck the tailbone in. Go towards the left. And that's a nice little stretch on the opposite side. Lift it up to the top, hands to the mat. Lift up your back knee and step it back to downward dog. Before we do the other side, go forward into plank. Keep a nice straight line, push away from the shoulders. Try not to dip in like this. You can rather just lift up your bum a little bit if that's going to make it easier for you to hold. Back to downward facing dog. Find your line, lift up the right leg, tuck it into your chest, bring it to the front of the mat, put your back knee down. Press the hip down first, and then lift up. 90 degrees, tuck your tailbone forward, lean towards the right. All the way back to the top. Shrug your shoulders back. Hands to the mat. Step it back to downward dog. And just walk it out again. And knees to the floor. Child's pose. Okay, the plank sequence, it's easy. It's not, I'm going to add a dolphin in the plank sequence because I think that's the best exercise for those lower shoulder muscles that's usually underactive and long. So first, we're going to go into a plank. From plank, keeping it very nice and straight, we're going to go into a low plank. Hold it straight. So when you go down and you look like this, when you're slightly lifted, that's fine. Once you're down, align yourself, hold that stretch, push back on those back legs. Nice and strong, nice and engaged. Lift it up into a high plank. And hold again. And then go down into a low plank. Hold. And again into a high plank. Knees down. Child's pose. Rest it out. Shake it out if your wrist is a little bit sore. Oh. And then we're going to go, we're going to go add the dolphin one as well. Put it together, and that's done for strength, and then put everything together for a stretch. Going to add a little bit of a hip stretch at the end, and then we're done. So we're going to go, the last one is elbows down. We've been doing this a lot in class. Elbows down. Make sure your elbows and shoulders are aligned for this. Push away from your shoulders. Make sure they're engaged, especially at the back. And then you're going to go into a dolphin, tuck your toes under. And once you push into that dolphin, just make sure that your shoulders doesn't stay above your elbows. Make sure you push it back diagonally so that you can feel this bit of your shoulder engaging a little bit. It doesn't feel like the top bit's taking a lot of pressure. So you will feel it there, but this bit does have a little bit, it feels like someone's just pulling on it a little bit. And that's what you're looking for. So elbows down, aligned first, tuck your toes under, go into a dolphin, push back, and just hold. Hold the dolphin. Don't worry too much about your heels. Just hold that line with your shoulders. You can even push it forwards and back a little bit if you want to play with it and kind of get used to that feeling of pulling in your lower shoulders. And knees down, back in alignment. Push away from the shoulders. Tuck your toes under, dolphin. And just hold it. Again, play around if you want to. Knees down. Child's pose. Bum onto your heels and just stretch it out. Okay, so the dolphin sequence is fun. So we're going to go from a plank, nice straight line, into a low plank, into a dolphin. And we're going to hold that, come back into plank, low plank, lift up into high plank. And we're going to do that twice. So when you're ready, tuck your toes under, push into your plank. Make sure you're aligned. Make sure your tummy's in. Mine is in, but you can't see it. There's too much fat. And we're going to go into a low plank and hold. Push it back into dolphin. Make sure you get that diagonal line. You can walk your feet in. You can play around in that. Don't be uncomfortable. Just make sure of the shoulders. That's all you're looking for. Just hold the dolphin. Keep the tummy in. Push it forward into plank. And this time you need to walk your feet out a little bit to align the shoulders again, and one on top of the other. Push it up into plank. And we go again. Are you ready? Let's go. Low plank. Dolphin. Hold the dolphin. You can walk the feet in if you want to. Get those shoulders working. Forwards into plank. Low plank, sorry. Up into high plank. Push back to downward dog. Walk it out. Make sure you feel okay. And we're going to lift up the left leg again in a nice straight line if you can. Tuck it into our chest, bring it to the front of the mat, put the back knee down, and just hold that. Then we're going to take that front foot. We're going to walk it to the side of the mat. Once it's there, turn out the foot about 45 degrees. Let the knee follow the toes. And then when you're ready, lift up the left arm into a nice little hip opening stretch. We like this one. It's my favorite one. Bring it back. Bring that foot back. Heel toe back to the middle of the mat. Well, the offside middle to the left. Lift up onto your back leg. Tuck it in 90 degrees above the back leg and dip towards the left. Lift it back up. Hands to the mat. Step back to downward dog. Stretch it out. Find your alignment. Lift up the right leg. Tuck it into your chest. Bring it to the front of the mat. Put the back knee down. Walk the front foot to the side of the mat. Turn the foot out 45 degrees. Let the knee follow it. It doesn't matter how far your foot's away. Some people have got quite the ability to take the foot quite far out. That's a personal choice. It's a personal hip thing. Push into that direction, then lift up the right arm into that twist. All the way back. To the middle, bring that front foot back to the middle of the mat. Lift up into a low lunge above that back hip. Dip towards the right. Back to the top. Hands to the mat. Downward dog. Walk it out. So again, sway from side to side. Get that stretch in. You do that while I tuck everything in. Stretch it out, stretch it out. And we've got the last plank sequence. We're only doing it once. So we're going forwards into plank in a straight line. Oh, hold it. And then down into low plank. straight line. Once you're in, back into that dolphin. Walk the feet in a little bit. Push back. You can play a little bit with that. Push it back, bring it in. Forwards into low plank. Up into high plank. Knees down. Child's pose. Flow into your cobra one last time. Into a cobra. Shoulders back. You don't have to go high, you can keep it low. Back to child's pose. Now, for those of you who has been sitting a lot and has been working at the desk at home a lot, this is my favorite upper back stretch, thoracic stretch for everyone who does this. So when you're ready, you can come up onto your hands and knees. This is the last stretch we'll do. And then you're just going to kind of keep your bum lifted and walk your hands forward as much as you can, pressing your chest onto the mat. And you're kind of getting that reverse stretch into your upper back. So the opposite of this. So the opposite of this, you're doing this now with your back. So enjoy that, hold that for a bit. Keep that chest pushing down. You can walk your hands out a little bit further as you go, as your chest starts to stretch. Don't injure yourself. There is another way to do this. If this is extremely uncomfortable for you, you can come out. If it's not, stay there, push the chest down. If it is very uncomfortable for you, you can put your hands down like you're in a hands and knees, and then you just push your chest towards your hands, press them next to your sides, keep your bum lifted, and you've got almost the same kind of action in your back. So that's up to you, which way you want to do that. Just hold it a little bit more. And then slide it in wherever you are. Sit on your bum, cross your legs. Sit nice and high, shrug your shoulders back. That was a quick little flow, warm-up flow. Shrug your shoulders back. We're going to go opposite hand over opposite knee. Don't pull yourself into this twist. Kind of naturally go there. Put your hand behind you, the other one on your knee. Sit nice and high. So if you see from the side, if you do this, then you're not really getting much of a stretch or a twist. It's just a back twist. So keep it nice and high and let your back do the twisting. So instead of kind of just dropping that tailbone in, keep it up, keep the shoulders back and down, and let the back do the twisting. Other side. So just hold it to the other side, nice and straight. And 1, 2, 3. Back to the middle. Thank you very much for doing this with me for the first live stream. Let's see. Oh, hello, Ansel. You've joined us as well. Thank you very much. I'm obviously the most tired because I'm the unfittest. But thank you very much for joining. I will set out live streaming times as we go. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you, Eve, for joining. I was very nervous. Divan and Tanya, Sarah, Ansel, thank you very much. Bye.